Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the One Hit Point Podcast. This is the show where we talk about video games, D&D, and everything in between. I'm your host, Noah, joined by my good friend and co-host,
Jack.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing just fine. It's a good day. It's nice outside, so we're recording, as is tradition.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We have a lot to cover today. We're going to be talking about some video games we've been playing. We're going to jump back into our D&D subclass tournament that we started last episode. So if you haven't checked out that episode, go and check it out. And if you're new here, thanks for joining us. We're just having a good time talking about nerdy things, like I already said. Actually, speaking of that, before we get into the stuff we've been playing and all that, I actually went and saw the new Spider-Man movie the other day.
How was that?
It was pretty good. Like, I don't think, I mean, I was hearing like really, oh man, this is a crazy movie. The new Marvel's nuts. I was hearing that a lot, but I thought it was good. Like, it was solid. It was a solid Spider-Man story. I think that John Bernthal as the Punisher is pretty great. He was great. I mean, he's so fun in the movie. Although his whole role in the movie is just basically like ruining things as they were happening, because he's just like, I'm the Punisher and I'm gonna do it my way, and it's like, oh no, all you're doing is causing problems. But yeah, overall really fun. Some good action sequences, some good slapstick comedy, believe it or not. So yeah, I don't know. I'm a sucker for Spider-Man. They put out a new Spider-Man movie. I'm gonna go see it.
Spider-Man's great. He's a fantastic hero, relatable because one, he's a nerd, which is why I didn't like the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. He's cool, he's got a skateboard. Wrong, not Spider-Man. Spider-Man's a dork. Fuck you. It actually angered me. Like, Tobey Maguire was perfect. Absolutely perfect. I thought he looked exactly like how Spider-Man looks in my head. And Tom Holland's great too. He's great. Yeah. He's like the most age appropriate in my mind too.
Yeah, I think so. And I mean, he's shirtless in the movie a little bit, and he's pretty jacked in the movie. But like,
strength.
Yeah, but I always find it funny that like the new age of cinema, when we were growing up, all of the big hotshot actors were like these buff, like these buff dudes, like guys who are super, and now it's like kind of like thin, wimpy guys like Timothy Chalamet. I'm really putting them on blast, and I'm sure if I saw them, I'd be like, oh damn, these guys are in amazing shape. And like I said, Tom Holland is really ripped in this movie. But they're just smaller, like they have smaller frames than like the V-shaped guys that we're used to seeing.
Yeah, well, Tom Holland's not a big guy.
No.
Look at him besides Zendaya. It's hilarious. The short king that they speak of is indeed Tom Holland.
Yeah, that being said, Jack, why don't you take it away? What have you been playing?
Well, I need to actually carry on for I saw a movie because I saw the Odyssey.
Oh, you did.
Which also has Tom Holland in it, and also has John Bernthal. And Zendaya.
Yeah, it's true.
Legitimately, like there's some hardworking actors in Hollywood there, and it was really, really good for the most part. I'm gonna say like in general, loved it. Had a great time. The dumbing down of the language, like when you, I'll give you a good example because Tom Holland is like Exhibit A, again. He's so there's parts it's like, have you seen my dad Odysseus? And I'm like. Like off the top of my head, my father Odysseus. Do you have word of him? You know what I mean? Like it's so easy. Like I get it. People are dumb, and you want to put it out there for the popcorn chewing audience. But I was like, come on, man, just like a little bit of that. Also, I know it's ancient Greece and not the UK, but given British accents, it just sounds better. It honestly just does. There's like this thespian quality which it lacked.
I'm okay with dropping the British accents on everything, but I agree with you. Just like the modernization of the language. I haven't even seen it yet, by the way. Like I want to, but
stupidification I'm gonna coin that as a term. It's like it's like the Serb song "Stupefy,"
Yeah.
except it's stupidify. It's
Did you
embarrassing.
did you see it in IMAX?
I did. Oh my
Oh,
god, it was. It had moments that I'm like, I love horror movies. Like this is the what this scene is like a horror movie in itself. You know, it sort of ran the whole gambit, and yeah, it was great. It was really
okay.
really fun. Yeah, so
Nice.
shout out to that as well. But
So I
moving
guess
on,
sometimes
games.
we talk about movies on the show too.
Well, I mean, it's part of nerd cult. We're talking about Spider-Man and the Odyssey. The Odyssey being like the OG, like fantasy myth slash like some historical realism, whatever in there. So, and then Spider-Man is as nerdy as it gets. So,
Yeah,
giddy up.
exactly. We said everything in between and we meant it. So, okay, so movie talk is over. You can tune back in now for the video games.
Games. First thing I've been playing, I played it on my little handheld ROM device there, and it's Ultima 4. Just started playing it just a little bit. I watched sort of like people getting back into old, big, complex games of the past, and the Ultima series is like the granddaddy of a lot of those like walking like the early first person where you're like taking a step and it's like moving you through a corridor. I cannot stand those games. They drive me nuts. But this one's top down, which
Okay.
is much easier to deal with for me. Yeah, so it's like top down combat, kind of. It is turn based too. I was like, I didn't even know this existed, to be honest, back then. I think it's a 1985 game. I'm playing the Nintendo version, which I hear isn't as good as the Sega Genesis version, or sorry, Sega Master System version. Nonetheless, pretty fun so far. It's like you're consulting the manual though, because like, where am I going? What am I doing? There are like several books that you kind of have to read, like little like of like lore, just to understand what the hell's going on. But yeah, something about like getting to these old, very obtuse RPGs. Like when you can break through the wall, it's fun. But I'm sort of at that point where I'm like, oh my god, how do I equip things? I don't, it's like very, yeah, it's early, it's not user friendly, but it's kind of fun. So I'm enjoying that.
Yeah, the only reason I know about the Ultima series in any sort of depth that I do is because I got there's a guy on YouTube. I think his channel's name is Madular, hard to spell, but he does like deep dives. He's done deep dives into like Ultima 1 through 7 or 8.
Okay.
And I don't know why, but I get these video essays on YouTube. I'm like, all right, let's load it up.
Yep.
Yeah, I got 3 hours of boring work to do. Let's do it.
I'm the same. I'm the same. The games, sometimes a book series that I want to read or have read, it's like, yeah, just put that on. Give me the Cole's notes,
Yeah,
and your opinions. Yeah.
exactly.
Uh, so Ultima, so far fun. I'll keep playing it, and we'll see. I'm gonna probably need to consult some Let's Plays just to get out of the starting zone, but we'll get there.
Is it like a party based, like you have a party of four or something like that?
Yes, you do. Apparently, as you go on, you get a party. Like you'll
Okay.
develop a party, but right
Okay.
now it's just me. You fill out a little the classic like, what would you do in this situation? What would you do in this situation? It gives you like what virtues they attribute to you, and I came out as a fighter. So there you go with fighter right away. I'm like,
Unsurprising.
well, there you go. uh, I think it's because I picked valor for the most part. It's like anyway, not to get into it. It is fun though.
No, it's cool. I mean, this is the place to get into it. Wait, so you do like a personality test at the beginning?
Yeah, which is standard for those games. Like when I was playing Elder Scrolls 2, same thing. You start off with that like fantasy role play. It's like an aptitude test, but for
Mm-hmm.
fantasy, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that yeah, you go through that. It's just questions like, would you a poor knight, you killed the dragon, and this poor knight who has nothing goes to the king and says that he killed the dragon. Do you tell him that he is? Do you tell the king that you indeed killed the dragon, or do you let this guy take the credit and get the money because he's poor? And I'm
Yeah.
like, I killed the dragon. I'm just, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
just or justice or compassion, and it's the whole game is based around virtue, and I think that
Yeah.
might be true for all the Ultima games.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
and I love that kind of thing.
I think my first experience with like a personality quiz in a game was Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, and that those you play as a Pokemon in those games,
Yeah.
and you when you start the game, you do one of those personality tests, and then it chooses your starting like what Pokemon you're going to be based on that. And that to me was like that's all I wanted as a kid. You know, growing up, it's like I'm playing Pokemon. I'm like, let's do a game where I am the
Yeah.
Pokemon, and they finally did it, and I was like, oh shit. And then I got to do the personality test and like actually see who I would be as a starter. Oh man, I wonder. I can't
Do you
remember.
remember?
Oh,
Do you remember who you were?
that's a good question. I think I got. Oh man, I'm really trying to remember. I might have gotten Charmander.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah. I'll have to think about that one. I'll have to think about that one. But it's those are fun games too. But that's a bit of a side topic.
No, that's cool though. Yeah. Oh, second game. Flip side, brand new release, Quasimorph. I believe it's brand new release anyway. Yes, it is. So I started to play it. Okay, basic space game. Another kind of like top-down RPG, somewhat turn-based, tactical, futuristic, dystopian. Of course, it's got to be dystopian. You can't have a
Wow.
fun future. This isn't Star Trek. You have Star Trek, maybe Star Wars, depending on the era, and that's it. Everything else is dystopian future.
Yeah, I'd say Star Wars is pretty dystopic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like things were either really good in the past or they're literally like Hitler of space rules. Like that's those are your choices. So anyway, game is super dark, which is fun. The music, okay, so good. I was like, it's all these like super cool synthy guitar riffs that are very like down and like you feel like you're living in the world of like Alien or something like that. Like it's cool.
Nice.
So I'm playing the tutorial. I'm going through it, and the tutorial is like the first level essentially, which is good. I'm gonna say that I'm dumb, first of all. So sometimes I struggle with like learning games, as I've talked about before, and also it's frustrating to me. But I genuinely like finished the tutorial. I'm like, I don't understand a few things. Like I was having trouble looting bodies. Like you kill someone, their body's there. I'm like, but I coincidentally killed every single person within a doorway. And I'm like, is it because they're in the doorway that I can't like do it? And then
Oh,
it wasn't letting me open things like you're running. I'm like, I'm not running. I turned off running. And then it's like, you're running, you can. And it's brand new. The patch 1.01 just came out. So I'm like trying to use like Copilot. It's like, help me. Like, what do I get through this? And it doesn't really have an answer for me because there's no information which exists yet. I'm like, this game looks really fun. And the atmosphere and the music and like the world, like I'm getting sucked in. It's right up my alley. Like, see that Space Marine back there? That's what I'm about. I love it. But I might give it like a few months, like do some patches. Maybe it's me again. I'm dumb, but I'm gonna give it some time just to see. Like, let's try to do the tutorial again, see if anything's changed, or maybe I just had a buggy start. I don't know, but
I mean, it
I'm
could
gonna.
be like a lot of games unfortunately get launched a little bit buggy and broken. So yeah, it might not be you. It could just be they need to put out some bigger patches.
Yeah, and even when I finished the first level and it's like an inventory screen that's like, wait, is this the stuff I'm looting from the dead people that I killed and I didn't loot because I couldn't loot their bodies, or is this like my inventory? And there's like all these different tabs. And I was playing on a gamepad, which I think was a problem. I think I should have been mouse and keyboard because I was like,
Oh,
this is so cumbersome to deal with. But it said like use your gamepad, like how Steam does that. It's like gamepad, perfect, go for it.
it said perfect, or like it said when you loaded up the game, like play this with the controller.
I don't remember. It was yesterday.
That's okay.
How can I
That's all
remember
right.
that?
That's all right. That's fine.
Anyway, I will come back to it. I won't talk about it more, but I'm gonna like let it cook on its
Yeah.
own. Get a couple. Give me until like patch 1.09, maybe 5. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'll jump back to it.
Nice.
Yeah, that's enough for me though.
No, that's good though. I've For me, really all I've been playing, I've been obsessed with. I talked about it last week. Pokemon Heart and Soul, the Gen 2, 3, 4 remake of Johto, ROM hack, I should say. And dude, it was so good. I did a Nuzlocke. I beat it. I did
Nice.
all 16 badges. I beat spoilers for Gen 2. I beat Red at the top of Mount Silver. It was great. It was great. And I made it through. I only lost one Pokemon against Red. I lost my Gengar. I lost my Gengar against Red. But he put in a valiant effort. I took a Hydro Pump to the face, and yeah,
What is dead may never die.
exactly. I mean, he was already a ghost, so who knows? Maybe he'll be
There you go.
reincarnated as a Ghastly. But it was so fun. Like, I don't know, I was just sucked into it playing on my Steam Deck. Funny thing. So I found the original game, Gen 2 and the Gen 4 remake, they're kind of famous for like you get through all of Kanto and then you have like a 20 or 30 level discrepancy from where you are to Red and his team. And you just have to grind, but there's nowhere good to grind. So it's terrible. But in
Yeah.
this, I was playing with speed up, so grinding wasn't so
Mm,
bad.
yeah.
I got through it in a few hours, whatever. But then I realized by the time I finished the game, oh, I didn't realize, but one of the features in the game you can toggle on, which I did at the beginning, is unlimited rare candies. So, and I didn't realize I had that because it was in like my key items
Yeah.
section of the bag. And so I could have saved myself a few hours of
Few
mindless
hours of
grinding.
killing
Mindless.
Zubats.
Well, like yeah, because your best bet is like level. They do have some higher level guys, but you have to be careful also because some of those guys will maybe they'll crit you and you like kill one of your teammates
Mm,
as you're just like mindlessly grinding. So
yeah.
yeah, but anyway, I really loved it so much so that I finished it and then I was like, you know what? Let's load it back. I'm gonna do a full hard mode randomizer. So random Pokemon, random starters, random trainer teams, random encounters, random items. So I'm gonna try it, and it's kind of crazy though because there's a lot of bad items in the game, and so when you
Yeah.
randomize all the items, it's like here's your harbor mail, and here's your
Mm,
berry, and here's another berry, and here's this
yeah.
type of berry. Getting good items is not so easy.
Question for you. So the game itself is a ROM hack. Is it a hard ROM hack, like in terms of like the encounters and the gems and stuff like that? Is it like
Um,
more?
well, there's different things you can toggle on and off, and then someone made a like a hard mode kind of like branch of the game. So I had to download that separately and load that one up. And that one comes with even more like hard difficulty stuff. The main difference is like the trainer AI is better, so they can like do switch it like intelligent switching, and they can do you know they have higher level Pokemon and
Mm,
they have more Pokemon usually. So it just kind of amps up
okay.
the difficulty. It's not like a difficulty hack, but
Yeah.
and again, because there's so many options when you load up the game, you can make it as easy or as difficult as you want it to be.
Okay. As long as they can crank up like encounter difficulty or whatever, like that's what matters to me. Like make the gyms hard, make every trainer hard. Not crazy. There's certain hacks I've played. I'm like, this is stupid. Like,
Yeah.
why is every trainer like the final boss of the game?
Yeah,
But yeah.
the only thing I noticed is because I randomized it,
Mm,
the first time I tried like the full randomized hard mode everything, some of the trainers were getting like fully evolved Pokemon at like level 10. And I was like, that doesn't seem right because there is a
that's rough.
toggle that says like, balance out the encounters, like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
levels and stuff. So I don't know. Maybe they need to do a little bit of cooking on that one to kind of fix all that up.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been playing. I've really enjoyed it. I do have a few things on my Steam Deck and on my PC that I do want to get into, but I'm gonna have to save those for a future episode.
Fair enough. Fair
Yeah,
enough.
you may notice in our joint Steam library, I just bought a game called Terranoth Heroes of Descent, I think is what it's called.
That's a cool name.
Yeah, well, it just launched maybe like a month or two ago, and it's like a party-based RPG. I think it's based off of a board game, like a strategy board
Okay.
game,
Yeah.
and I do want to get into it. It had like mixed reviews for a while because I think it launched kind of buggy, similar to what you were saying with Quasimorph,
Yeah.
and but it seems like the more recent reviews are more positive. So, and it was on sale. I was like, okay, like I'll grab it and try it out. I think unfortunately the multiplayer is still super buggy,
Mhm.
so we'll have to wait on that if we do want to do some multiplayer at some point.
But it sounds I'm in for it. I'm in for the multiplayer.
Yeah,
Um,
so let's wait until they patch
yeah.
that up.
In regard to one last thing, so last we will get into it.
Yes.
Unfortunately, this week didn't work, but we will get into it
Yes,
eventually.
we will stream it up. I think One Hit Point Podcast is the name on Twitch, so go follow us there. But yeah, why don't we take a little break here, Jack, and then we're gonna get back for the subclass tournament.
The subclass classical, the
Ah,
Wimbledon
yes.
of tournaments here of
Let's
games.
do it. All right,
Okay,
BRB.
bye. Welcome back. We have for you today, special only for this episode, the last one, and probably the next few, the Subclass Classic. Woo, get hype.
Yes, I'm going to pull it up here. So last week we went through the first 7 matchups
That's it.
of the subclass classic, and we had some clear winners, and then we had one sort of borderline where we couldn't decide between the two, and we put it out to the audience to decide, and that was between the Way of the Ascendant Dragon Monk and the Forge Domain Cleric. Now, I'm just going to put it out there. I've only gotten one piece of feedback on this so far from friend of the show, Sam, who's on one episode, and I might bring him on as like a little bonus episode in the near future to talk about stuff. And but he has, and he might talk about it more then, but he has a strong point in favor of the Forge Domain Cleric. I don't know his rationale yet, but we're gonna get there.
That's it though. That swings it.
I think that swings it, but you know what? Let's say if you're listening and you want to weigh in, feel free to send in your points in favor of either one to one hit point pod@gmail.com. And we're going to leave it for now because we have so much more of round one to do. We can kind of deal with it later, I think. What do you think, Jack?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we'll
Let's keep
leave
it.
it up. Leave it up to the fans. So let's start off this week's tournament bracket section. We've got first match. We have the Warlock, the Genie Warlock, and we have the Artillerist Artificer. So I think we'll pull them up like we've done before. I'll read this one. The Warlock Genie. You have made a pact with one of the rarest kinds of genie, a noble genie. Such entities rule vast fiefs on the elemental planes and have great influence over lesser genies and elemental creatures. Noble genies are varied in their motivations, but most are arrogant and wield power that rivals that of lesser deities. They delight in turning the table on mortals who often bind genies into servitude and readily enter into pacts that expand their reach. You choose your patron kind or determine it randomly using the genie kind table. So we got a table. We know Jack loves the tables.
Big fan of the table.
So Jack, why don't you read if you can see this here? Why don't you read the artillerist?
I can. Artificer Artillerist. An artillerist specializes in using magic to hurl energy, projectiles, and explosions in the battlefield. This destructive power is valued by armies in the wars on many different worlds. And when war passes, some members of this specialization seek to build a more peaceful world by using their powers to fight the resurgence of strife. The world hopping gnome Artificer V, or Vi, or let's go with V, has been especially vocal about making things right. It's about time we fix things instead of blowing them all to hell.
Nice.
Fair enough.
So, do you have any initial thoughts on this one? I know I do.
Okay. Artificers are cool. Um, and I don't like warlock mechanics. I'm biased. I'm sorry. But in terms of like, what do you call it? The pact person, the
Patron?
patron. Yeah, in terms of a patron, Genie's quite cool. A Jin, yeah, very cool. I like the elemental bent to it. That's fine.
You get some cool spells depending
So
on
you
the one you
get
choose.
wish, so that's always good. Um, yeah, spells are fine.
So they have a fun feature. So I've played this subclass in a one shot, and it was kind of like a prison break one shot. And there, one of the fun features is you can basically like, you know, Aladdin yourself or, Genie yourself into the lamp when you want to. So to get out of my prison cell, I put the lamp outside the prison bar, like the bars, and then
mm,
I teleported myself into the bottle, and then so you can get up to some fun shenanigans, and then later on you even get to use your let's say your genie lamp as a sanctuary vessel. So you can basically give you and your allies a short rest in there if you're in there for like 10 minutes. So I don't know, it has a lot of fun stuff. Obviously, getting the wish spell and even its level 14 feature, you get a limited wish, which is basically a sixth level or lower spell
cool.
once per 1d4 long rest. So you can't use it all the time, but that's just a free level 6 spell is kind of crazy. Any school of magic, doesn't matter what. That's really cool. I do like this Warlock subclass, and it has a lot of flavor too.
Yeah, it's very cool. Yeah, definitely a good subclass in terms of the flavor, and yeah, mechanically, it's some cool stuff. Very appropriate. You know, some subclasses is like this is just stuff. You're just
Yeah.
like the samurai. It's like you're just putting random things in here. That one seems quite appropriate, which is nice.
Yeah, and it's a warlock, so you're still gonna get all your other little fun things. You're gonna get your invocations and your spells and your this and your that. They get a whole bunch of different things. So, but I think that's a nice. I think it adds a nice flavor and a nice functionality to other compared to other warlock classes.
Mhm.
Whereas the artillerist artificer is basically just like, I want to have a magical cannon and I want to make guns and I want to give my guns to my allies and cast fireball and ice storm and wall of fire and just destroy things.
It's very evocation wizard on steroids with the benefit of like the artificer, I believe, has some like armor potential.
Yeah.
I'm not
And
an
you get
expert, but
well, you get your Eldritch cannon with this guy, and
yeah.
you get to choose if it's a flamethrower or a force ballista or a protector. So you have a lot of options.
Hmm.
I would say probably mechanically, just based on how strong the artificer is and how strong this looks on paper. You get damage bonuses. You get to make arcane firearms and hand them out like they're Fourth of July sparklers. So I have to say I do think the artillerist artificer is the stronger of the two.
Yeah, I'd say so. It's very cool. It's like Eberron is the one with the sort of like futuristic, like magic futureness to it, along with Spelljammer. But and I like that there. I don't enjoy too much of that in my like typical fantasy stuff. Like as soon as people start bringing me guns, like I want my fantasy world to be forever fantasy. Like I don't want the concept of like I don't want oil or coal to exist on that planet. You know, I don't want the
Mm,
potential for moving on. It's like the most you can do is maybe some steam via wood. Like that's it. So when you start, but the artificer, it's magical too. It's
yeah.
interesting. I think it definitely wins this contest for me. But yeah.
I agree. I have a very, yeah, like I said, I have a very like nostalgic and biased place in my heart for the Genie Warlock just
Mm,
because it can get up to some stupid shenanigans.
yeah.
You get like a hover speed, so you're like floating around like a genie. It's just so silly and fun, but I do think yeah, we're gonna have to give this one to the Artillerist Artificer
Yeah.
is our winner here.
It's a little bit begrudging, but it
I
deserves it.
know,
Yeah.
I know. That's a winner, Artillerist Artificer. All right, which means I'm just saying for those listening at home, you don't see this up on the screen, which you can see on the YouTube if you go to our YouTube channel. You can see that the Psy Warrior fighter got a randomized buy from the first round. So we already know the next round we're going to go Artillerist Artificer versus the Psy Warrior fighter, which will be fun. But we're not doing that now. We got a long ways to go for that.
Yeah.
Okay, Jack, why don't you walk us through the next matchup here?
All right, the bracket here, Druid Circle of Spores, and the fighter, the Eldritch Knight. So classic Eldritch Knight versus a very unique Circle of Spores. You want to read this one's long? You read it.
All right, I'll go through it fast. Druids of the Circle of Spores find beauty in decay. They see within mold and other fungi the ability to transform lifeless material into abundant, albeit somewhat strange, life. These druids believe that life and death are part of a grand cycle, with one leading to the other and then back again. Death isn't the end of life, but instead a change of state that sees life shift into a new form. Druids of the Circle have a complex relationship with the undead. They see nothing inherently wrong with undeath, which they consider to be a companion to life and death. But these druids believe that the natural cycle is healthiest when each segment of it is vibrant and changing. Undead that seek to replace all life with undeath, or that try to avoid passing to a final rest, violate the cycle and must be thwarted. So let's read the... Do you want to talk about this one? No, let's read the Eldritch Knight, and then we'll talk about specifics.
Sure, yeah. Yes, only one paragraph. That's a win. The archetypal... Let me try this for the third time. The archetypal Eldritch Knight combines the martial mastery common to all fighters with a careful study of magic. Eldritch Knights use magical techniques similar to those practiced by wizards. They focus their study on 2 of 8 schools of magic: Abjuration and Evocation. Abjuration spells grant an Eldritch Knight additional protection in battle, and Evocation spells deal damage to many foes at once, extending the fighter's reach in combat. These knights learn a comparatively small number of spells, committing them to memory instead of keeping them in a spellbook. So if you want to play Geralt of Rivia, play the Eldritch Knight, but it's awesome. But it goes beyond that. Everyone thinks The Witcher, but it is quite. It's you want to throw a swing your sword around, but you also want to cast a couple spells. It's a great place to start.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think between these two, I've never played a Circle of Spores Druid. I've played an Eldritch Knight for so long. And Circle of Spores is cool. You get to basically be a more like melee Druid. You get to deal kind of necrotic damage with your Halo of Spores when you hit people. So you could do like a Shillelagh Druid dealing necrotic damage when you're hitting people with your staff, and you get temporary hit points. And you get your spores. You can like summon guys as like fungal zombies. It's very cool, very flavorful. You get some good spells. Yeah, you get Animate Dead. You get Blight. Confusion's an amazing spell. Cloud Kill, Contagion, all good spells for sure.
The most important thing is the amount of temporary health you get is stupid. Which I believe is the symbiotic entity. You can get so tanky with this build on temporary health. Like, it's very, very strong for that.
Well, it's 4 temporary hit points for each level you have in the class. So if you're level 10, you're getting 40 temporary HP.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing is you have to use it as an action, right? So you're setting this up as an action.
Yeah.
So that kind of sucks. Like, you gotta...
It is strong, though. It is strong.
It also lasts for 10 minutes. So in theory, if you know you're going to like ambush somebody, you could activate this first and then go into the fight.
Yeah.
I think with that said, if it only lasted 1 minute, that would be a problem. But 10 minutes, you could maybe pull it off, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So this one's quite interesting and it's cool. For me, this is a very tough matchup because I think it's so unique, but it also makes so much sense. The idea of like spores, they call it spores, but the idea of like sort of appreciating the cycle of life, as a druid.
Yeah.
It's very cool. But the Eldritch Knight is about as classic gets in terms of like the spell wielding warrior. It's cool. The jack of all trades that isn't a rogue.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, the thing with the Eldritch Knight that kind of bothered me a little bit is that you never really feel like you're doing that much like magic, like slinging spells and attacking, because you have to wait until seventh level, at which point you're allowed to cast a cantrip and then bonus action attack. But by seventh level, that's good. Don't get me wrong, that's still good, but it doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't feel like, oh, I'm casting a fireball with one hand and slashing with the other. And then your Eldritch Strike at 10th level, um, get if you hit a creature with a weapon attack, they have disadvantage on their next saving throw against your spells. I don't know. I don't know. It always
It's
felt lackluster to me when playing it.
so now we're running into something I thought we'd hit a lot earlier, which is this is like core book, right? This is the first three subclasses you're presented with. This is one of them, and a
Yeah.
lot of those initial ones are weak. They suck. That's why, and some of them got revamped, like the Beastmaster Ranger, in later books, and the Eldritch Knight is one that's just a little wimpy. Like what it
But
is thematically is fantastic though.
and it
So
does make up for it in the spells that you take, because let's be honest, you're taking shield, you're
yeah.
taking well, you can't get counter spell, but you can take like Featherfall, which is really
Hmm.
helpful. But let's be, and you can take Magic Missile, which is really helpful as
Hmm.
a fighter to have like a guaranteed ranged attack
I
option.
know.
And honestly, you're mostly just spending your spell slots on shield because you already have 18 to 20 armor class. That's just going to bump it up to 25, and your DM's going to hate you because they can never hit you.
Don't forget about the improved cantrips from later things like Green Flame Blade and Booming Blade. And if
Yes.
it all depends on my DM. What I've used this is like, yeah, if you have multiple attacks, like you can cantrip multiple because it's like when you make your attack, very confusing. It
Ooh,
depends.
that's a little busted because like
But is it busting?
multiple.
Because otherwise they're weak.
Well,
That's the thing. It's like you want to have a weak character or a character that's like a little stronger, you know?
well, so
Um,
so let's put it this way. I think I'm leaning towards Eldritch Knight, just
okay.
based in terms of it's a classic fighter. You feel good playing it. You're gonna get some spells, especially if your DM is nice and lets you use like maybe homebrew spells or unearthed arcana spells.
Mm.
And you're still a fighter, so you still get action surge.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with it too. I think it is very close. It's very close, but something about it's so iconic in I really like it. And it's kind of hard. Like if you were like, which one do you want to play now? I'm like, I'll probably play the Eldritch Knight.
Yeah. I just feel like the weapon bond that you get at third level, it's supposed to be one of your like main features, and really all it is like you can summon your weapon from anywhere and you can't be disarmed. It's helpful. Don't get me wrong, it's helpful,
Mhm.
but it doesn't really come up that often. I guess you could be like a spear throwing Eldritch Knight and just like launch your spear and get it back over and over again.
Yeah, there's that,
But you
which
have
is
to use a
definitely
bonus
good.
action to get it back.
Yeah, that's where it gets a little. You can get creative with it in terms of what your bonded weapon is, because you could fight
You
with a
need a
sword,
good,
but have like something else that you throw, and then it always comes
yeah.
back, right?
So
So,
if your DM is nice and gives you like a powerful thrown weapon, like a
trident.
plus, yeah, like Baldur's Gate Trident,
Yeah,
or yeah, then you're happy. Okay, I think we're gonna settle this one. I think we're both leaning towards the Eldritch Knight Fighter. I think if the Circle of Spores Druid could activate their ability as a bonus action, they might edge it out. But we're gonna go with the Eldritch Knight.
yeah, works for me. Okay, the next one. The next one is fun. You
It
go
is
for it.
fun. Okay, I'll do it. So we have the Arcane Trickster Rogue, and we have the Storm Sorcery Sorcerer. Both fun. So we
Hmm.
kind of just talked about an Eldritch Knight, which is like a wizardy fighter subclass, and now we've got the wizardy rogue subclass. Why don't you read this one, Jack? It's nice and short.
Oh man. Some rogues enhance their fine-honed skills of stealth and agility with magic, learning tricks of enchantment and illusion. These rogues include pickpockets and burglars, but also pranksters, mischief makers, and a significant number of adventurers. So, I mean, it's like, right, it's as old as Bilbo Baggins with the ring, baby. Like, this is, and in first edition, they sort of allowed rogues to use scrolls more often, like for spells and whatnot. And it's classic in many ways.
Yeah. So I'll go next with the Storm Sorcery Sorcerer. Your innate magics come from the power of elemental air. Many with this power can trace their magic back to a near-death experience caused by the Great Rain, but perhaps you were born during a howling gale so powerful that folks still tell stories of it. Or your lineage might include the influence of a potent air creature such as Vati or Jinn. Whatever the case, the magic of the storm permeates your being. Storm sorcerers are invaluable members of a ship's crew. Their magic allows them to exert control over wind and weather in their immediate area. Their abilities also prove useful in repelling attacks by Sahuagin, pirates, and other waterborne threats.
Sahagin.
Sahuagin is what I'm going to say.
Sahagin.
All right. Well, why don't you start us off here, Jack? What do you think?
Oh my God, this one's actually really tough.
It is hard.
So Arcane Trickster is really cool. You get like Invisible Mage Hand. You get some basic spells, which are quite nice because you're like
Yeah.
a basic rogue. So you get your typical like backstab way and all that business and all your skill monkeyness. And you get a few additional spells. Yeah, the illusion. Illusions are
And
great.
enchantments. Yeah.
Enchantments and illusions are great, right? So
Especially as
charming
a rogue.
people. Oh yeah, it's less combat, although there is definitely advantages there as well. But it's like just on the day to day, like oh, I want to get around there, pop up a minor illusion to distract people.
Yeah.
Charming people is fantastic. And I love both of those schools. Enchantment is like a personal favorite school of mine.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I really like the enchantments. I think it's just mechanically, I don't even think it's that awesome, but just the idea of it is very strong. Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
and then you just get like so many features for your mage hand. So it's invisible and you can pick up bigger things and you can disarm
Mhm.
traps or pick locks
Yeah.
at range. Like it's just cool stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
Magical ambush. Don't forget
Magical
about that.
ambush. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty good. If you, I don't know what spells you're gonna have access to at ninth level with for saving throws. You're gonna have second level spells, so maybe you can get shatter or something. I don't know for sure,
Well,
but
saving throws is a lot of enchantment and stuff, right?
yes,
So
yes. So
yeah.
maybe you're gonna sneak up on them and you're gonna use an enchantment spell and
Yeah.
you know, charm them or something.
Hmm.
So very strong, and it's still a rogue, so you still get to do backstabby things and
Yeah.
just be super sneaky and have incredibly high skill bonuses.
It's like the
Whereas,
most well-rounded character,
yeah,
almost in some ways. It's very well, I guess, yeah, like a
you're
bard
just
kind of.
yeah, you're just not like tanking, but you're very useful out of combat. You're very useful in dungeons. You're very useful in social situations now that you have all these spells. Um, Now going into the Storm Sorcerer, you get a lot of fun stuff. Very flavorful. You get like a little fly speed early at level one that lets you not provoke opportunity attacks once you've cast a spell. You get resistance to lightning and thunder damage. You get to do kind of like thunderous blasts when you cast spells. You can control weather. Fun stuff. Yeah, reaction damage when people hit you, and you can push guys away. I mean, it's basically what you think. You don't get any
Mm.
special spells for your spell list though, which I feel like it's a bit of a miss. Like I think if this was added later, this would be you might get more. You might get
I I
some
feel like I'm
spells.
having like Mandela effect where you did used to get other spells, but maybe I'm just crazy.
Well, maybe in Xanathar's you do, but I'm not seeing it here on the
Yeah.
D&D wiki. So,
nonetheless, yeah, you get because sorcerers can pick basically like anything, so that's
Yeah.
fine, I
And you're a
guess.
sorcerer, so you have high charisma, so you can just use your high charisma outside of combat.
Mm. So two things for this one. I really like wizards and sorcerers, and I really, really like weather magic. I think it's cool as hell. I love lightning stuff. So I'm biased for that. And this is I've played this. It's strong. It's
Yeah.
strong and it's fun. Um, you know, you're. It's almost like the thing about this, and when that goes to the Spore Druid as well, you're a little bit more pigeonholed into what your character is. Like if you're a magic thief, you could be anything, like a magical rogue. But this is very much you are a storm sorcerer. You are tied to that realm of like weather, you know?
Yeah.
Um,
And I mean, you do have the sorcerer spell list, which is a good spell list. Not the best,
mhm,
but it's good.
it's good.
So, that's going to give you your out of combat utility, but you don't really get any other real out of combat utility from your abilities here.
Yeah, you're basically just you're gonna have your charisma, like you said, but it's more
And your
combat
spells.
focused, which is
Yeah.
great. Like a lot of people, that's all they care about, and that's fine. I mean, you get like primordial, which depending it can
Sure.
happen, it could come up.
I'm just
Flying
gonna
is
put
fine.
it out there. I'm leaning towards the Arcane Trickster. Just out of sheer versatility. We gotta give respect to Bilbo Baggins, the original Arcane Trickster.
Yeah, I'm going to agree.
Okay.
If you ask me which one I want to play right now, I might go Storm Sorcerer, but I think the Arcane Trickster is the more interesting class overall.
Okay. So let's cue it up here. We're gonna say that the Arcane Trickster is our winner, which is gonna be very interesting going into the next round. A little preview because you've got the Eldritch Knight Fighter versus the Arcane Trickster Rogue, which is just a what a matchup. What a
They're
matchup.
they're like the equivalencies of each other, right? It's like the
Yeah,
magical version of the fighter and the rogue. So
that's gonna be really hard to choose. I
it
don't even
is.
want to think about it. But I think we can. What do you think, Jack? We can do a few more
Let's
here.
do, let's do a couple more. Couple
Yeah, do a
more.
couple more.
Yeah.
So we've got into the next set of three here. We've got the Order of Scribes Wizard and the Wild Magic Sorcerer.
Hmm.
So let's go ahead and read it if they're not too long. This one's pretty long. So why don't I read it? Magic of the book. That's what many folk call wizardry. The name is apt, given how much time wizards spend poring over tomes and penning theories about the nature of magic. It's rare to see wizards traveling without books and scrolls spreading from their bags, and a wizard would go to great lengths to plumb an archive of ancient knowledge. Among wizards, the Order of Scribes is the most bookish. It takes many forms in different worlds, but its primary mission is the same everywhere, recording magical discoveries so that wizardry can flourish. And while all wizards value spellbooks, a wizard in the Order of Scribes magically awakens their book, turning it into a trusted companion. All wizards study books, but a wizardly scribe talks to theirs. All right, let's do the wild magic. Go for it.
All right. Your innate magic comes from wild forces of chaos that underlie the order of creation. You might have endured exposure to some form of raw magic, perhaps through a planar portal leading to limbo, the elemental planes, or the mysterious far realm. Perhaps you were blessed by a powerful fey creature or marked by a demon, or your magic could be a fluke of your birth with no apparent cause or reason. However it came to be, the chaotic might churns within you, waiting for any outlet. So these are like the opposite ends of the magical spectrum: the ultra
Yes.
nerd and the ultra gifted.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
So yeah, like it basically, like you said, it is the nerd of all the nerds because you're the nerd of the wizards.
Hmm. Yeah.
You get
You
an
can.
awakened spell book, which is interesting.
Yeah. I'm just looking at it a little bit here. I'm like somewhat familiar with it. I've considered it before, just because it is like I feel like the role play would be quite fun as being the most bookish of bookish mages, or being like, in some ways you're kind of very much a jack of all trades because you don't have a particular, you know. spell domain, which you
Right.
mastered, you're like, everything is what I'm interested in. So,
Yeah,
um,
this is like a wordy subclass. Like you're getting a lot of long features that
mhm.
you got to read through and really study up and know your character sheet well. If you don't know your character sheet with this, oh my gosh.
This is the
You're gonna have
wizard's wizard in many
yes.
ways. Yeah.
Yes, seriously. Whereas, yeah, wild magic, you don't control your magic. You have your tides of chaos. You roll on the table.
Mm,
You get to see what you get. Sometimes you get good things, and sometimes you cast fireball on yourself.
yeah.
And it's just kind of crazy. And I was running a game where one of my players was playing the wild magic sorcerer, and they were sneaking into a wizard's office to try to look for incriminating evidence. And he had some guards coming, and one of them he cast a spell, and then rolled on the magic table and cast fireball, blew up the entire room, his party included. They survived and got away, but let's just say that everybody knew they were there.
I
Yeah.
love it. Yeah, it's really cool. We got the table. I like any rolling table that is
Yep.
provided in the books. Very cool, very fun. It's like complete opposite ends of the spectrum in so many ways.
Yeah. I
I
I I have a thing here, and this is pure bias, and it's my personal preference of how I like to play, which is I don't want to play the most complicated subclass in the book. I don't want to
mm,
read about my Awakened Spell book and the Manifest Mind. Each one of these is paragraphs. I am a simple creature. I want to like blow stuff up, and maybe I'll blow myself up. I think the wild magic is fun flavor. And because of all that, I'm putting my vote for the Wild Magic Sorcerer.
I have become such a nerd within this. Like, I like the complexity. Um, and I really something about the actual the lore potential and the roleplay potential for it makes me like I think of wild magic as like the slapstick sorcerer. It's like stuff just happens. You cast grease by accident and party falls in their ass. Like it's fun. I really
Yeah.
really like it. Um, but my preference is the wizard. So I
Okay.
think we're gonna have to leave it up to the audience.
Yeah, we'll leave it up to the audience. Send it in. Let us know what you think.
Mhm.
So, that was that one. That's a split the vote. And we've got two more. We're going to try to get through them before the day is done. What's next here, Jack?
We got I was looking at the wrong place altogether. We have the Archfey Warlock and the College of Whispers Bard.
All right, let's try to run through this a little quicker.
Sure.
We've got Archfey Warlock. You want to read this one? It's pretty short.
I got it. Your patron is a lord or lady of the Fae, a creature of legend who holds secrets that were forgotten before the mortal races were born. This being's motivations are often inscrutable and sometimes whimsical, and might involve a striving for greater magical power or the settling of age-old grudges. Beings of this sort include the Prince of Frost, the Queen of Air and Darkness, ruler of the Gloaming Court, Tatiana of the Summer Court, her consort Oberon, the Green Lord. Oh God, here Sam, higher,
Sure,
higher Sam,
sure.
and the Prince of Fools and Ancient Hags. So holy shit, that gives you a lot of options for your
Yeah,
patron. Make one up
yeah.
at that point.
You're picking an Archfey, and you get sneaky escapes and beguiling presences and defenses. It's fun stuff. You're like a pretty tricky
You're
warlock.
like a fairy inspired
Yes,
warlock, and I like that.
yes.
I think that's cool.
Whereas the
Mhm.
College of Whispers, most folk are happy to welcome a bard into their midst. Bards of the College of Whispers use this to their advantage. They appear to be like any other bard, sharing news, singing songs, and telling tales to the audiences they gather. In truth, the College of Whispers teaches its students that they are wolves among sheep. These bards use their knowledge and magic to uncover secrets and turn them against others through extortion and threats. Many other bards hate the College of Whispers, viewing it as a parasite that uses the bard's reputation to acquire wealth and power. For this reason, these bards rarely reveal their true nature unless they must. They typically claim to follow some other college or keep their true nature secret in order to better infiltrate and exploit royal courts and other settings of power.
Okay, so it's kind of badass.
Yeah, you're a little snake. You're a little snaky guy.
Yeah, you're yeah. And also Psychic Blades being your so level 3 or level 3.
Yeah, yeah.
So psychic damage on your attacks. I love psychic damage. I like psychic stuff even more than like storm stuff.
Yes, it's pretty cool. I like the College of Whispers personally more than the Archfey Warlock.
Me too, for a couple reasons. One, Warlock mechanics. I'm sorry, it's going to come up every time because it affects my opinion of everything. I think the thematic element within the Fae is really cool, though. Like the idea of like sort of you think Warlock, you think bad guys. These guys are more trickstery and,
Yep.
behind the scenes. But yeah, the College of Whispers is like, you're sneaky, you could almost role play as like a 007 type kind of guy, except 007 doesn't play the lute. But you know what I mean.
Yeah, I I agree. I think College of Whispers is very flavorful, and you can be a little sneaky, Varys the Spider type guy, or you can be a more bold, braggadocious kind of guy. Uh, I think it's pretty easy for me, and also you're a bard, so you get all the good bard stuff.
Bards are sick. Um,
Yeah, I think I'm really am curious to see, have we passed any warlocks on to the next round yet, or are we?
Not on my watch. Uh,
So far, no. So far, we haven't, but you never know. Look, I have to say, when we get to the Fiend Warlock, which is just that one
fair
is
enough.
very cool, but we're
I'll,
not
I'll
there
hear
yet.
you out. Oh, for that one.
You'll hear me out. But for this one, it's a clear College of Whispers, right?
Yeah, very cool. The first time I read about it, I honestly thought it was kind of lame, and then I realized that I was an idiot. And
Yes.
yeah, it really is cool.
Yeah, me
Um,
too. I also thought it was kind of lame. I thought it was like, oh, you're just like a sneaky little guy, but it's actually much cooler. You're a conniving little asshole, is what you are. And then I think this one actually, hey, this is a great one, Jack.
yeah,
This
it
one's
is.
gonna really turn the tables on us. We have the Hexblade Warlock and the Nature Domain Cleric.
Let's see. Let's see. Go
All
for it.
right, I'll read it. Hexblade Warlock, you've made your pact with a mysterious entity from the Shadowfell, a force that manifests in sentient magic weapons carved from the stuff of shadow. The mighty sword Black Razor is the most notable of these weapons, which have been spread across the multiverse over the ages. The shadowy force behind these weapons can offer power to warlocks who form pacts with it. Many Hexblade Warlocks create weapons that emulate those formed in the Shadowfell. Others forgo such arms, content to weave the dark magic of that plane into their spellcasting. Because the Raven Queen is known to have forged the first of these weapons, many sages speculate that she and the forces are one, and that the weapons, along with the Hexblade Warlocks, are tools she uses to manipulate events on the material plane to her inscrutable ends.
It's pretty badass, too.
So sick. So sick.
This one's going to sound much less badass. Nature Domain Cleric. Gods of nature are as varied as the natural world itself. Some from inscrutable gods of the deep forest, such as Sylvanas, Obadiah, uh, Shislev, Valinor, and Pan, to friendly deities associated with particular springs and groves, such as Eldath. Druids revere nature as a whole and might serve one of these deities, practicing mysterious rites and reciting all but forgotten prayers in their own secret tongue. But many of these gods have clerics as well, champions who take a more active role in advancing the interests of a particular nature god. These clerics might hunt the evil monstrosities that despoil the woodlands, bless the harvest for the faithful, or wither the crops of those who anger their gods. So, yeah, cool.
Well,
I'm actually.
what's your thought?
I need you to zoom in. Nope, nope. I saw it. What I needed to see was heavy armor proficiency. So right there, big plus. It's strong. It's so strong. And the idea of being sort of this badass armored priest of like Sylvanas, god of the hunt, defending, the forest is really cool. The nature elements are very cool. And
Yes.
also the spells are very thematically appropriate. And heavy armor proficiency is just great. I love it.
I think
So,
for me, the issue with this subclass is like, I would rather probably, I'd rather play a druid
mm,
or the Oath of Ancients paladin. Like
mm,
if I want to be up in the fray doing melee stuff, Oath of Ancients paladin, fantastic. Go and do
that
your naturey smites. Or if you want to be doing your clericy spells and stuff, just play any other cleric.
that's the thing. It's a if you don't if you it fulfills a niche, which is like you want because clerics are great. I love clerics.
But
And
there's
if you
better
don't want to
ones.
play, yeah, but what if I want to be a nature cleric, bro? What if I want to be a cleric of pen? I don't want to have like a centaur butt or whatever. Um,
Sure, fine. Go for it. I'll be a cool Hexblade with powers from the Shadowfell.
you get divine strike here. Look at that. It's hitting people
All
with
the
lightning
clerics
and
get
stuff.
Divine Strike.
That's
Relax.
fun. Um, yeah. Okay. So Hexblade. Let's look at it first.
All right. Well, Hexblade is one of those is actually probably one of the most problematic subclasses in terms of multi-classing, just for how much stuff you get at level
Level
one.
one.
Because you get your Hexblade's Curse, you get your medium armor, shields, and martial weapons proficiencies. So you're gonna be up in the fray. You get some sick spells. You get the shield spell. You get blur. You get branding smite. Phantasmal killer, banishing smite, cone of cold. So you get really fun spells and just so much good stuff.
So I think it's very cool, thematically awesome. I love the idea of like an in the fray melee badass caster kind of guy. Um, and yeah, if you want a multi-class, this is the best base for any multi-class. Really. Like you take this into a sorcerer,
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, that's the only thing because you're a warlock, you're limited on spell slots.
Hmm.
So you do kind of like you're not going to be casting like a third level shield because that doesn't do anything for you.
Yeah, yeah, that's
But by
fair.
then you're casting Blink, I guess, or you're casting Fireball or whatever because you're still a warlock. Um, I don't know. To me, this is an easy one. You're like, if we're gonna give any warlock moving on to the next round, it's got to be the Hexblade, right?
Let's give it up. I'll give it up to the Hexblade.
I feel
Um,
like I had to convince you there a little bit.
Well, I think that the a lot of the domains for clerics are underrated. That's my only thought. But yeah, like the X-Blade's iconic and fun and cool, and it's a warlock that doesn't suck too much.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
you love Gish, right? You love a spellcaster, a spell sword, right? And this is like the spell sword
yeah,
because you get to do both really well.
yeah. And it's going to be interesting if it comes up against the Eldritch Knight. I don't know if it will, but it could be a fun matchup too.
Yeah,
Because
this is an interesting this is an interesting bracket over here.
mhm,
Okay, I think that's a good place to call it. We got
agree.
through two different sets here. Oh boy, we got a long way to go for round one.
Yeah, we got it.
Well,
This is
I
good.
hope I hope people enjoy this because we enjoy doing it. And
Oh
if
yeah.
you like the subclass classic, send us an email, okay? Because we got to know that we're not just yelling this one into the void, and people are like, man, when are they going to get back to their fun other segments that they used to do? They used to do the nerd news, and they used to do the uh, the D&D horror stories and the 20 questions and all that shit. So I don't know. We're still figuring it out.
Yeah, well, we can jump around, do different. You know what? It's funny you mentioned the Spider Varus before because I've been deep into um, Song of Ice and Fire stuff recently, and I'm watching the funniest dumbest YouTube videos where it's like hours of, theories about the Winds of Winter coming out, or stuff like this equivalent. You're just like ranking based on, your own opinions of what character would be the best in a sword fight out of like these guys who don't live in the same continent. It's like, hey, given the details we have, let's just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. So I hope people are liking it. And yeah, let us know in the comments. Email's great. Comments are great. And
let us know, because if it's like, hey, this is good, but too much, then we can always do, a couple of matchups, and we'll just do it for the next 2 years, and eventually we'll get to the end. Because there's so many subclasses, man.
yeah.
It's funny to me because I feel like we've gone through some of the heavy hitters already. So I'm actually like, what else is left on this list?
We haven't even had a paladin yet.
Oh, that's so true. That's so true.
We've had one. Yeah.
Oh man, it'll be fun. I know. I like it. I like it. So let's wrap it up here, Jack. So thank you for listening, everybody. Thank you so much. If you like the show, please feel free to rate us on your Spotify, Apple Podcasts, leave us a review, drop a comment on the YouTube, give us a like. You know what to do. It's not your first time engaging with the internet, all right? But yes, it's been so fun. Send in all of your questions to onehitpointpod@gmail.com. The link will be in the description of the episode. Also, go to onehitpointpodcast.com. It's our new website. You can find our episodes on there. You can find all the links to our social media that you might want. You can find our shorts. You can find our Instagram, all that good stuff. Yes. Any closing thoughts, Jack?
I'm devoid of thoughts.
Excellent. Well, we hope your week is as devoid of thoughts as Jack is right now. Thank you so much for listening, everybody, and have a good one.